question we got to ask ourselves is, have we done enough? I mean, think about it. If a woman goes out and expresses herself, everybody's quick to say, oh, poor thing. When a man reaches out because he needs some sort of support or guidance on a situation that is taking place, he is seen as weak. He is judged. He is made to feel as though technically he's not a man. And to that I say, where's the wrong in it? I must be a different kind of person that is very ignorant to what's going on in the world, because I need somebody to try to help me understand what do they mean by that. So because a man doesn't want to be in a relationship where the woman is not giving him any respect, first of all, it's that man's fault that he finds himself in that predicament. I'm tired of women expressing themselves saying that, you know, they're on top of the food chain and that they're high valued and that if it wasn't for them, this world would not turn. To that I say it goes 50-50, both ways, man. Male or female, you have to put in the work. I'm tired of hearing dumb quotes as a woman will lay with whomever she wants, a man will lay with whomever he can. Well, if we're talking about reverse psychology, then to that we can say a woman can marry whoever she wants, but a man marries high value individuals. If a man can marry some female who has in her own way a plan to achieve a goal, and he happens to meet that criteria that's going to get her to that location, and his plans also, she fits like a puzzle piece, and they help each other out, then that's a success. That's a success story. What I don't understand is, why is it when relationships occur, all of a sudden you are seen less because you don't want to hang out with the boys? I mean, you got to understand that if you get into a relationship, why are you getting into a relationship? Well, first of all, you're getting into a relationship because possibly you already found that going out and wasting your time isn't the thing to do and you want to settle down, or you want to get with a woman so you can start a family. These are all choices that men make on a daily. So you can't sit there and say, oh, well, I can't hang out with the boys no more because I have a family. Again, I've yet to understand why on the weekend you can't get a babysitter and go hang out with your partner, with your wife. Go have a couple drinks. Don't go home. Go get a room. Go do fun things. Hell, you don't even have to get drunk. Just go out on a date, man, like you used to. You see, that's what the problem is that we keep using that word used to. And for all the female that have that nice man in their life that provides, that is trying every day, he gets out of his home to either go find a job or go to a job, that's a way of showing you that they're moving forward. Yeah, they might be inching slowly forward, but they're moving forward. And if you have that type of man in your life, you should be giving them support. You should be reminding them of how grateful you are for what they do for you, because every day they step out, they're going to battle for you, because they know they can't fail, because there is no special team coming to support. They know that as soon as things get tough, you can't just throw in the towel and give up. No, they got to keep pressing forward. So if that's the type of man that you have in your life, why are you going to do him dirty? Why are you going to do him dirty? Explain to me. If you didn't want that kind of life, then why did you say yes? Why did you accept that path? Why don't you be a grown-up about it and move on? Tell that man that is providing for you that, hey, this isn't working and we got to go our separate ways. And if that is you who's standing there hearing your lady say, this is it, we're done, there's no way of working this out, you look at that lady straight in her eyes and say, thank you. Thank you for teaching me what I don't want. And it goes both ways. Instead of disrespecting each other, playing behind each other's back, what kind of life is that? I'll tell you what kind of life it is. It's what society wants you to do. When you do things like that and disrespect each other, you know what that becomes and turns into? You become part of the 5-year plan. You're now part of the 5-year crew. That means you get married, and within 5 years, I promise you that if you don't have everything in order and you don't understand where you're going and you don't take care of business, you will become part of the 5-year crew. Within 5 years, disrespect is going to happen. And I think what is a little bit more difficult to understand is those 1% individuals who stay in that relationship because they don't want anything to fail. When there's offspring involved, you can damage many worlds. Not only yours. Yes, you can journal all you want. You can calibrate all you want. But the collateral damage there is your offspring. Because I promise you they're going to do the same thing. And it's a trip how when women disrespect men, nobody gives two about it. But when a man does it, everybody applauds it. Doesn't make sense. Respect each other. Quit being like everybody else. Why is it so difficult for you to be different? Oh, wait. It's because you don't want to be judged. Best example I can give you with that is in work industry of any sort, there's an acronym called PPE, Personal Protection Equipment. And the moment that a new system gets implemented and you need to use that PPE, childish individuals around you are going to point fingers and laugh at you because of your new uniform or system that you have to apply in order to be safe. And I just observe how 100% of the time that person that gets laughed at starts modifying or removing that PPE just so they can fit with the rest of the crowd. And then when something goes south and you hurt yourself, then you want to blame the system and say that the PPE didn't work, when in reality it was never the PPE. It was you who modified it because you wanted to be like everybody else, because you thought that if you modify it or make it look cool, they're gonna quit pointing fingers, and yet no matter what, at the end you're the one who's at fault. And that's exactly what happens in a relationship. If you're not ready to get into that, then carry on with the way you're living. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no right time to do things. There's no actual frame that states that by certain age you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. There isn't one. Nobody freaking knows. What you need to do is you need to figure out what you want in life, and you need to work towards it. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, you know, I sat here waiting for my dream job and I never got it. Yeah, I wonder why. So make sure that you understand how things end up, and make sure you understand what life is and how everything goes, because if not, at the end of the day, you're not gonna see anything change at all. Sorry about that. So apparently there's an accident out front, and I'm not gonna sit there and wait for them to clear anything. I'm just gonna adapt and carry on with this video to explain that you have to have the perfect mindset, which, you know, there's no such thing as perfection. So all you can do is just, you know, trial and error. So if you know something didn't work in the past, don't do it again. So when you see those TikTok videos talking about, like, I'm a 40-something-year-old and I'm looking for love, and my husband told me I was out of shape, my wife told me I wasn't good enough. Listen to what they said. They're trying to tell you something. Now, if you correct what they're telling you that you can't be, then, you know, you're good to go, right? It is what it is. Make sure you have a sense of direction. Don't stop, don't quit. Keep moving forward. Love you all.